So today I'm going to try and do something that I've not actually done before. I am going to do videos where I go through all my sketchbooks from all the years that I've been an artist, starting from the humblest of humble beginnings and then going all the way up to the most recent stuff. I hope you enjoy watching stuff that I've made. Let's get started. So this is the humblest of humble beginnings. This is one of my very first sketchbooks when I started taking art really seriously. This is like going back to like 2010, 2011, maybe even earlier than that. Right, so this one isn't very clear. It's a really crap drawing of, it's just a self-portrait essentially. And then I did another attempt, and I think this one actually became a digital piece. And then next is a piece that I drew of my little cousin when we were on holiday in France, and needless to say she quite liked it. This was my attempt at some manga style art. It's a bit crap. And then, so what I was going for, and at the time of drawing this, I was big into drawing Sonic fan art, and so for this one I was trying to draw just a piece where Sonic's like chilling under a tree, he's being really laid back and casual, except it looks like he's dead or passed out drunk. Not quite what I was going for, but hey, there you go. One of the things you'll see throughout all these sketchbooks is my journey from what inspired me when I started to what inspires me now. In the early days, a lot of what I used to draw was either Sonic fan art or it was attempts at manga art. And then I think this is the same character that I was drawing on this other page, just a slightly better attempt. And then I drew like an edgy, like Sephiroth, Organization 13 type character. I was still a teenager at the time, so these were the things that I thought were cool to draw. And this was a Sonic fan character that I didn't commit to, so the less said about that the better. This was just events that I'd planned when I was on holiday, for like doing stuff in the pool, like a Lilo race. There's a scribbled out drawing of a Fleetway Supersonic from the British Sonic the Comic. Obviously I wasn't very happy with it, so I just scribbled it out and gave up on it. Then this is where I also got given a how to draw a manga book by my sister, and so some of the drawings in here are from that book. This was like a side profile of a character. I actually still kind of like this one. Looking back, I don't think that book was very good at showing like a manga style, but it was good at showing how to draw a body and like the basics of putting together like a basic frame, basic outline of a character, and then going back and putting more detail into it. So this is one of the characters. If anyone recognises this character from the book, then props to you. Okay, and then there's more Sonic fan art. I don't think these ones are too bad particularly. The poses are a bit lifeless, but hey, not bad for, you know, going from the stuff that you used to draw like this to this. So I drew Sonic in Mushroom Hill from Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and then I drew another attempt at a Fleetway Supersonic from Sonic the Comic. And then I tried to draw another like anime style character. Not very good. I was going for like a fantasy sort of thing. And then that's just a fireball. It's probably not very clear on the camera, but yeah, that's a fireball. And then there's an eye. I also had a habit of just drawing one thing on a page and then just leaving all this blank space with nothing on it. And I'd like to say that I've got better since then, but I really haven't. I still do it. I still draw like one thing on a page and then leave all this empty space. I think for the next book that I have, I'm going to try and avoid doing that from now on, so I can actually like make use of the paper and save the trees. I think this is going to be Shadow. I obviously didn't commit to it because I didn't finish it. It's just a scribbling of a drawing. I think I did draw like a digital version of this in the end actually, saying that. I think the piece was like an edgy drawing of him with a gun because that's really cool. I think I tried to draw Tails and I obviously didn't like it, so I crossed it out. So this was me taking stuff from that How to Draw Manga book and applying it to drawing either original characters or members of my family. I think this might be the drawing of my sister. That's another character from that How to Draw Manga book, looking very thick, like oh my god, those legs are so thick. This was an original character that I made. I was trying to come up with like an idea for like a fantasy comic. And so I made this character called Jet. Obviously the name isn't original. I think I took that from Avatar, The Last Airbender, with the character called Jet. But the design was kind of my own. I guess it was inspired from like Dragon Ball and stuff like that. And then I drew one that's upside down for some reason. I remember doing that and being like, shit. So you got this really beefy looking woman character. She's also from that How to Draw Manga book. And then I did a picture of myself when I had longer hair. You know what? I still think that's kind of cool looking. So instead of having like proper ink pens, what I used to do was just draw it in pencil and then go over it with like a gel pen or just a biro or something. I think that was another attempt at drawing my sister. Didn't like it, scribbled out, left all this blank space once again. And then I think this was my sister. Sort of improved from that drawing. And that was my sister-in-law, and then that was my brother. His hair wasn't that spiky. I just took the liberties of making hair spikier because, hey, that's what manga does, right? You just give characters loads of spiky hair. I think I tried to draw like a character in pigtails. This isn't based off anyone, it was just me drawing what came to mind. And then the side profile of that male character, Duke, again, with really thick tree trunks for legs. There's that female character again, and then there's a more like isometric view of that male character. And then I tried to draw myself, and I was quite scrawny at the time, so I looked like I've been starved. Which is kind of true, I was quite lanky and quite scrawny at that time. And then I think these were just more made up characters. I was trying to draw more girls. And then I think I gave Duke some clothes. I tried to give him like armour and like a cape and shoulder pads. He basically looks like a World of Warcraft character. And then again, I just mentioned that female character, and then some practice with hands. Hands have been a long journey for me. I'm still working on hands. I'm a bit better these days at doing more complex sort of hand gestures and stuff, but ooh, it's been tough. And then some little feet. Not much more, again, wasted space. I think this was meant to be a female counterpart to that other male character that I designed. So I was calling her Jenna, so Jet and Jenna, very original names. Thankfully Jenna was a bit more original than fucking Jet. I guess I was making it like sort of like priest or healer character because, again, original. And then I think this was another character from that How to Draw Manga book. And then his Jet in an outfit I was a bit happier with. I guess I turned him from like a warrior or a paladin to a more like hunter sort of character. Needless to say, I was playing a lot of WoW at the time, so this is where that inspiration comes from. And then here's that Jenna character again with really fucking long legs. Jesus Christ, she's got a fucking lampshade for a dress. There's a picture of Sonic running out of air. I like how I drew that ring, giving it like some dimension. That was pretty cool. Again, drawing the outlines with the gel pen, like the watery effects. The thing I don't like is these bubbles, because it just looks like a bunch of marbles stacked on top of each other. It's not really got any sort of animation to it or any sort of life. And I think I came back to Jenna again and gave her like armor. Tell you what, I still quite like how the gel pen stuff looks. I know it's not the same as using an actual ink pen, but yeah, I like how that came out. It's got some sort of scruffiness to it that I quite like. An isometric view of Jet, and then I think I was getting on to like villains on that How to Draw Manga book. Some more villains here. Obviously I didn't fully commit to these, and then more on this side once again. It just looks like really angry people. It doesn't particularly look like anyone particularly villainous. And then I think there was a section in that manga book on drawing like cyborgs and mechanical characters. That's not something I've ever really sort of attempted much of even recently. So maybe that's something I need to give a go at some point. Keep an eye out, maybe I'll do like a speed drawing of a like cyborg character or something. And then yeah, another like Transformer, Gundam type character. I guess I was revisiting how to draw like the frame of a body. Again, really long legs. I think for quite a long time I had a habit of drawing really, really long legs. And then there's a page with some circles. I don't know what I was going for there. Again, wasted space. And then I was trying to draw another like weird pose using like the frame of a body. I think this might have been off the cuff. I don't think I was referencing anything with that. Wow, this dates the fucking drawing. I drew my old Samsung flip phone on the train back from a convention because I was bored. God, state-of-the-art flip phone with a camera and it says 2.0 megapixels. Wow. I think this is me attempting to draw Haruhi from the melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. That's really hard to say. And I guess this was the point where I started getting into Minecraft, so I drew a creeper and I was trying to figure out how to draw the mouth, so I kind of broke that down to its own little focus thing. And then I think these were real life drawings of my friend, and I guess this was me trying to draw an original character. Okay, I'm drawing more stuff upside down, so this was a point where I was getting into a manga called Negima, which was really fucking weird, but I liked the art style a lot, and some of the fight scenes and stuff were pretty cool. And I drew Totoro. I think I was getting into doing like comedy skits on YouTube at one point, so I was writing up like draft scripts. I used to use my sketchbooks for anything, if it was either a drawing or just making notes on something. Side profile of Sonic, and then I think this was another character from Negima. There's another character from Negima, and then more scripts. I think this was a piece that I ended up turning into a digital art piece. It was Sonic doing a firebending pose. That's the side profile of someone, I don't know who that's supposed to be, and I do like a Sonic version of my friend's OC. Another attempt at Sonic. I think this was another Minecraft theme piece, so that's me in a Minecraft bed, and I think it's going, you can only sleep at night, because that's when they added like a patch to the game that prevented you from sleeping at night when there were monsters around, and I found it really annoying, so I guess I was so annoyed by it that I just drew it, and I drew a creeper just lurking as I'm trying to sleep. And then next we have some weird comic. What this was I bought a comic called Captain Baculum off of someone called Bing, or Christopher Bingham, who was a YouTuber. I met them at MCM, I think it was, and I bought one of their comics off them. And in the back of that comic was a blank page with a couple of frames already in there, and then space for you to put your own things. And I didn't want to draw directly into the book, so I basically just redrew everything into here, and then I was going to like fill in the rest, but I never actually got around to doing that. I think it was because we were on a train back from the convention at the time, and I think we were coming up to our stop, so I just never really committed to it in the end. However, I did try and draw my friend's OC in the same style as that comic. I think it was just me doing rough drafts for some comic ideas. I think some of these I did actually make with myself and an old friend's OC, and I think that's the end. I think there's all these blank pages I never actually got around to using, but I've moved on since then, so that is my first ever sketchbook. So you're looking at sort of 2010 to like 2013, something like that, and this was where it kind of all started. At this point I'd already been kind of breaking into digital art, so this is not everything that I drew in that time, but it's all the rough ideas and like me trying to learn stuff. Some of the drawings aren't very good inside, but that's what got me to where I am now. Thank you for watching, and tune in next time for the next sketchbook.
Future Flux here. I just wanted to say a quick thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're curious to see how the next few sketchbooks turn out, then I currently have a few more videos available on my Patreon for all my patrons to watch as early access. So feel free to check out my page if you're interested, and please consider making a pledge, as it helps support me as an artist and helps keep me making content like this, as well as getting early access to goodies such as having your name appear at the end of the video, early access to videos and finished art pieces, special behind the scenes content, access to my Discord server, and discounted rates on all commissions. Thank you, and see you next week.